Adora could not sleep. The fan was turning slowly above the bed, but the room still felt hot. Her husband Chike was sleeping next to her, with one arm around her waist like always. He was still the same sweet man. He sent her loving messages every morning, gave her morning before she even asked, and made her special in bed. Everything looked perfect. But Adora was no longer sure. He started coming home late. He turned his phone face down when messages came in. Sometimes she smelled a different perfume on his shirt. It was not hers. She needed to know the truth. At 3 a.m., while the whole of Lagos was quiet, she decided what to do. She would send a beautiful woman to test him, a woman he saw every day at work. If he said no to her, Adora would know he truly loved her. If he said yes, she didn't want to think about that yet. The woman's name was Amara, Chike's personal assistant. She was young, pretty, and had a body that turned heads. Amara already spent hours alone with him in his office. She was the perfect test. Monday morning, very early, Adora drove to Amara's house and parked far away so nobody would see her car. She wore a hoodie and a big sunglasses. When Amara opened the door, still in her night robe, she looked shocked. Auntie Ada, is everything okay? Adora walked inside and closed the door. I need you to do something for me, she said calmly. Go to the office today and try to sleep with my husband. Tell him you want him. Wear something sexy. I will pay you 4 million naira. 2 million naira now and 2 million later. She sent the first 2 million immediately. Amara's phone made a sound. Her eyes got big. You don't have to really do it, Adora added. Just see if he agrees. Then tell me everything. Amara thought about her sick mother and the bills she couldn't pay. She nodded. Later that morning, in Chike's big office on the top floor, Amara walked in wearing a very tight red dress. She locked the door behind her. Chike looked up from his laptop. Amara, what is this? She walked close to him. Sir, I can't hide it anymore. I want you. Right now. Yeah. She came even closer and touched his thigh. Chike grabbed her hand hard. His face changed. He was angry. Stop this, he said in a cold voice. Amara tried to smile. Sir, I am serious. I am not wearing anything under this dress. For 1 second, his eyes moved from her body. Then he pushed her away. Security, he shouted into the phone on his desk. Come now. Amara stepped back, scared. Sir, please. You are fired, he said. Leave this office and never come back. That same night, Adora sat in the dark with her phone. A message came in from Amara. He never touched me. He got very angry. He fired me immediately. Adora, your husband is not like other men. No man says no that fast. Adora read it again and again. First, she felt happy. He passed the test. He really loved her. Then a cold feeling came. If the prettiest guy in his office could not make him weak, even for 1 second, what kind of man was Chike really? And what would ever make him break? Adora did not sleep that night either. She kept reading Amara's last message until the words lost meaning. No man says no to this. No man. She would have felt safe. She would have felt proud. Instead, a strange fear crawled under her skin. The next morning, Chike acted like nothing had happened. He kissed her forehead, made her coffee the way she liked it, and left for work in his usual navy suit. See you later, baby, he said with that easy smile. Adara watched as the gates closed behind his car and felt her stomach twist. He fired Amara yesterday. That meant today his office would be empty. No assistants. No one to stop anyone from walking in. Perfect timing for the next test. This time she would not pay anyone. This time it would be a stranger, someone Chike had no history with, someone who could disappear the moment it was over. She opened Instagram and started scrolling through Lagos, slay queens and models. After 30 minutes, she found her. Name Tiffany, 22 years old, half Nigerian, half Lebanese, light skin, green eyes, body like trouble walking, 1.2 million followers, known for posting videos in tiny bikinis and expensive hotels. Adora slid into her DM. Adora, I have a job for you. 10 million naira cash, 1 hour of your time. No sex required, just temptation. Interested? The reply came in less than 2 minutes. Auntie, send details. They agreed to meet at a quiet cafe in Victoria Island. Tiffany walked in wearing sunglasses bigger than her face and a crop top that showed everything God gave her. You are the wife, she asked, sitting down. Adora pushed an envelope across the table, 5 million naira in cash, the rest after. Go to Ocean View Towers, 32 floor. Tell the new receptionist you have a delivery from Mr. Chike personally. When you get to his office, lock the door, tell him you have been paid to sleep with him and that no one will ever know. Do whatever you have to do to make him want you. But the moment he says yes, You stop and leave. Tiffany counted the money with manicured fingers and smiled. Easy money. Men like your husband, they always say yes by the third minute. Adora felt sick, but she nodded. 2:30 p.m. Chike was alone in his office signing documents when the door opened. A girl walked in, young, light-skinned, wearing a dress so short it was basically a belt. She locked the door and dropped a small gift pack on his desk. Special delivery, she said, voice sweet like honey. Chike looked up and frowned. Who let you in? Tiffany didn't answer. She walked around the desk, sat on the edge right in front of him, and crossed her legs slowly. I was paid 10 million naira to come here and let you do whatever you want to do for 1 hour. No condom, no questions, no evidence. She leaned forward so he could see everything. Your wife will never know. Chike stared at her for a long second. Then he stood up slowly. Tiffany smiled. She thought she had won. Chike walked past her, opened the door office and called out to the hallway, "Security, get this person out of my office now." Two guards appeared instantly. Tiffany's mouth fell open. "Wait, what? Sir, I am serious." "Remove her," Chike said calmly, "and tell reception no more deliveries without appointment." As the guards dragged her out, Tiffany looked back one last time, confused and angry. Chike shut the door, sat down and went back to his documents like nothing happened. By 5 p.m., Adora received a voice note from Tiffany. He didn't even stand up from his chair for more than 10 seconds. He didn't touch me. He didn't even look interested. "Auntie, return my transfer money. Oh. This man is not normal." Adora dropped the phone. Her husband had now turned down two of the most beautiful women in Lagos, one who worked with him every day, one who was literally paid to say yes. Happy she should be, but she wasn't. Now the question was no longer will he cheat? The question was scarier. What kind of man turns down everything and still comes home smiling every night? Adora stopped sleeping altogether. 3 days after Tiffany failed, she sat in her walk-in closet at 2 a.m., staring at rows of designer bags she no longer cared about. Chike was downstairs watching football, laughing at something on TV, like the world was normal. She opened her phone and created a new Instagram account with no picture, no name. Then she started searching. This time, she didn't want pretty. She wanted dangerous. After 2 hours, she found her. Name, Bella Blaze. 32 years old, runs a private membership-only lodge in Lekki Phase 1, where politicians and businessmen disappear for hours. Known in certain WhatsApp group as the woman who can make any man forget his own mother. Tall, chocolate skin, body like Coke bottle, voice like smoke whiskey. Men said one night with Bella could empty your account and you will still say thank you. Adara sent the message. "I need you to break my husband. Name your price." Bella replied in 5 minutes. 50 million naira cash. Half now, half after he begs. Adara transferred 25 million without blinking. Bella sent a voice note, slow and sexy. Send his picture, his office address, and what time he leaves work. By weekend, the husband will be mine. Friday night, 9:45 p.m. Chike was driving home from a business dinner in his black G-Wagon. Traffic was light on the Lekki Expressway. He stopped at the red light near Admiralty Way. A white Range Rover pulled up beside him and flashed its lights twice. The driver's window came down. Bella. She wore a red sexy dress that left nothing to imagination and a smile that could stop traffic. Chike glazed once and looked away. Bella didn't give up. She got out of her car, walked over in her 6-inch heels like she owned the road, and knocked on his window. Chike won it down 2 inches. "Good evening, Amson," she said, voice dripping like honey. "Your wife sent me." Chike's face didn't change. "Go home, madam." Bella laughed softly. "She paid me 50 million naira to sleep with you tonight. She wants to know if you will say yes." For the first time in weeks, something flickered in Chike's eyes, not desire, recognition. He looked at Bella properly now. Then he smiled, a small, cold smile. "Tell her the money is wasted," he said, "and tell her to stop playing this game before she loses more than money." He wound up the window and drove off when the lights turned green. Bella stood in the middle of the road for a few seconds, confused. Men didn't talk to her like that, ever. She got back in her car and sent Adora a voice note. "Madam, I don't know what kind of man you married, but he looked at me like he already knew everything. I didn't even get to start. Keep your remaining 25 million. Some men are not for sale." Adara played the voice note 3 times. Her hands started shaking. He knew. Chike knew what she was doing, and he didn't even touch anyone. Saturday morning, Adara was in the kitchen making tea when Chike walked in, fresh from the gym, shirt clinging to his body. He poured himself water, drank slowly, then turned to her. Baby, he said quietly, how many women are you going to send before you believe I love you? Adora froze. The spoon fell from her hand and clanged on the marble floor. Chike walked closer, lifted her chin so she had to look at him. I fired Amara because she disrespected you. I threw out the small girl because she was a child playing an adult games. I ignored the woman last night because I saw your pattern from the first day. His voice was calm, too calm. I have never touched another woman since the day I met you, Adora, and I will never. But if you don't trust me, he paused. Maybe the problem is not me. He kissed her forehead gently and walked out. Adora stood there for a long time. For the first time in weeks, real fear entered her heart. Not fear that he was cheating, fear that he was exactly who he said he was. And she might have just pushed the perfect man she would ever have too far. far. Adora never knew silence could be this loud. For the first month after that kitchen morning, she still had hope. She cooked his favorite egusi soup and left it on the warmer with a note. I'm sorry, let's start again. He came home, ate in the guest room, washed his plate, and went to sleep without a word. 2 months, the hope started dying. She saw the first real evidence on a Tuesday night. Chike's driver had gone home early, so she tracked his car on the app they shared. The G-Wagon stopped at the hotel for 4 hours. When he finally came home at 3:12 a.m., he smelled of expensive perfume and sex. She was sitting on the stairs in the dark. Chike, please, let's talk. He looked at her like she was furniture. Adora, go to bed. That night was when she started crying in the bathroom so the house girl wouldn't hear. Month 3, the whole Lagos started hearing. Bella Blaze posted a video on her close friends. She and Chike on a yacht in Dubai, her legs wrapped around him while he kissed her neck. The caption, when he treats you like the only woman in the world. Adora's own cousin sent it to her with the message, sis, is this not your husband? Amara, the former assistant, started showing up at events hanging on Chike's arm, wearing clothes and bags Adora recognized, things Chike used to buy for her. One Sunday, Adora went to church alone. As she knelt to pray, the usher tapped her. Madam, Oga is in the VIP session with one fine girl. Adora turned. Chike was there with a 22-year-old influencer called Tiffany, the same one Adora had once paid 10 million to tempt him. They were holding hands during offering. She left the church and threw up in the car park. Month 4, she discovered she was pregnant, 18 weeks. She wrote him a long letter, put the ultrasound picture inside, and left it on his pillow. He never mentioned it. That same week, the house girl came crying to her. Madam, Oga brought 2 girls home last night. They were shouting until morning. I couldn't sleep. Adora packed a small bag and went to her sister's house in Lekki. She lasted 3 days. She missed him so much her chest hurt. She came back. The final night, 5 months after that kitchen morning. Adora woke up at 2 a.m. hearing music and laughter downstairs. She walked down in her nightgown, pregnant belly now showing. Chike was on a large couch, shirt open. Bella Blaze was strangling him, moving slow, mourning his name. Amara was on her knees between his legs. Stephanie was filming everything on her phone, laughing. Adora stood in the doorway for almost 1 minute before anyone noticed. Bella saw her first and smiled wickedly. Madam, join us now. There's space. Chike finally looked up. No shame, no shock, just cold, empty eyes. Adora's voice came out small. Chike, I am carrying your child. He kept moving under Bella, not missing a beat. Then go on and carry it somewhere else, he said. This house is mine. You can leave anytime. The girls laughed. Adora felt something break in her chest. Loud, final, permanent. She turned, walked upstairs and started packing properly this time. As she dragged the bus down the stairs, Chike's voice floated up from the cinema room, mixed with moans. Security, make sure the gate is open for Madame. She's going to her new life. Adora stepped into the cold Harmattan night, 5 months pregnant, no driver, no husband, no pride left. The gate closed behind her with a loud metallic clang. She stood on the empty street at 3:45 a.m., one hand on her belly, and finally whispered the words she had been running away for months. I killed the man who truly loved me with my own hands. Behind the eye walls, the music got louder. Chike never looked back. Adara walked into the darkness alone, carrying the last piece of him that belonged to her, a baby that would never know the father he used to be. Adara left that night with nothing but her boss and the baby in her belly. She moved into a small two-bedroom flat in Yaba, far from the Ikoyi mansion that now felt like a bad dream. No driver, no house help, no Chike. The first 3 months were hell. She cried every night. She watched Bella Instagram stories of private jets and Dubai shopping. She saw Amara wearing the diamond necklace Chike once promised her for their fifth anniversary. She refreshed gossip blogs, waiting for new pictures of him with new girls. The baby kicked her harder when she cried, like it was telling her to stop. At 7 months pregnant, Adora went for her antenatal alone. As she sat in the waiting room, she saw a couple, the man holding his wife's bag, rubbing her back, whispering to her belly. She started crying right there in the clinic. A nurse had to take her to a quiet corner. That day, she made a decision. No more checking his life, no more gossip, no more pain shopping. She blocked him everywhere, deleted Instagram, threw herself into preparing for the baby. She named her daughter Hope. 9 months after she walked out barefoot, Hope was born, a beautiful girl with Chike's eyes and Adora's smile. Life became quiet, hard but quiet. Adora started a small skincare business from her flat. She woke up at 5 a.m., blended shea butters and oils, delivered orders herself on Danfo and boats. Hope slept in basket beside her while she worked. 1 year passed, then two. Hope was working, calling her mama in that sweet baby voice. Adara was finally sleeping through the night. Then one raining Saturday, someone knocked on her door. She opened. Chike stood there. Older, thinner, no watch, no designer suit, just a simple native shirt and tired eyes. In his hand was a small nylon bag with Hope's favorite biscuits. Adora froze. Daddy, Hope shouted from behind her, running out with open arms. Chike dropped to his knee in the corridor, tears falling before he could stop them. Hope jumped on him like she had always known him. Adora couldn't move. After a long time, Chike looked up. I'm not here to disturb your life, he said, voice rough. I heard she was asking about her dad at school. I just wanted to see her once. Adora's throat was tight. How did you find us? I never lost you, he said quietly. I always knew where you were. I just stayed away because I was ashamed. He stood up slowly, carrying Hope on his hip. Adora, those 2 years, I became everything you were scared I already was. The girls, the parties, the madness, I did it all, but none of it filled the hole you left. He looked at her with broken eyes. I lost the only woman who truly loved me because I wanted to punish her for not trusting me. I woke up every morning hating myself. Adora started crying. I sent temptation to a good man, she whispered, and I turned him into a monster. I am sorry, Chike. I am sorry. He stepped closer. I forgave you the day you left, he said. I just didn't know how to come back. Hope touched his face. Daddy, are you coming home? Chike looked at Adora, waiting, giving her the power this time. Adora looked at her daughter, then at the man she had never stopped loving. She stepped aside and opened the door wider. Come inside, she said softly. It's raining. Chike walked in carrying Hope. Adora closed the door. 3 months later, the Ikoyi mansion was quiet again. Hope ran around the garden laughing while Chike pushed her on the swing. Adara watched from the balcony, and on her small second bump, they were expecting another baby. Chike looked up and smiled at her, the same soft smile from years ago. She smiled back. Some marriages break and stay broken. Some break and become something stronger. They chose the second one. Hope shouted, Aya, Daddy. Chike laughed and pushed. And for the first time in years, Adora felt peace. She had sensed temptation to test a good man. She lost him. She found herself. And somehow, by grace, she got him back.